Morning. Today, I meet Dua Lipa. How do you even prepare for something like this? Do I eat breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast? I can't tell if I need to eat or throw up. All right, fit check. I got dressier pants on today with some Nike blazers, and I always get anxiety over what to wear, like shirt-wise, so I always end up on a black t-shirt for these interviews, but I think we're good to go. How do you say hi to Dua Lipa? Is it just instantly like, hello, Miss Dua Lipa, it is an honor? Is it a handshake? Is it Dua? We'll see. We'll see which one we end on. Don't overthink it. All right, before she gets here, I gotta do my show. Miss Dua Lipa is in studio.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, we are zoomed out and we're so happy that you're in person, you're out doing stuff again, we've got new music, the album's on the way. Just overall, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling so good. It just feels so nice to have new music out. Like you said, to get to do this in person, it all feels really nice.
Yeah, and we're loving the song, Houdini.
Thank you.
And you mentioned about how it's up first, chronologically, first in the series, and represents the most fun parts of singledom, is what you said.
Yeah.
I was confused about it for a second, because it's like, is singledom, are you talking about being single, or is it like the single of a song?
No, single isn't being single.
Okay, for a minute I was like...
But it is like kind of, yeah, like the fun parts of that, like you're discovering yourself, you're figuring out like what you don't like, what you deserve, what serves you and doesn't, you know, in certain instances, like learning to read red flags and just being like, okay, this actually isn't for me. And then choosing when to stay and when to Houdini. Yeah. Essentially, in all those situations.
Absolutely. What's your favorite part about like being single? Is it that growth, or is it just one specific thing like, hey, schedule's free?
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of wish their singledom away, like looking for someone else. But I think the whole point of spending that time alone is to really figure out like what you need, you know, and who you are in the silence and who you are when you're without someone. I think that's like the best bit. And then, of course, like just enjoying your girl time or whatever, you know, whatever it is. Well,
fill us in on this next era, because it sounds so fun. Again, this being the first song, it's like such a great taste of what's to come, but how would you put it in your words?
It's sonically a bit of a departure from, not a bit, but sonically definitely a departure from my last record. This one has a lot more psychedelic influences that I'm really excited about. And it has a lot of like live instrumentation, and I feel like you can really feel that through the whole record. And I've always wanted to have an album that was a little bit more organic in that sense, especially after touring for so long, and touring being such a massive part of my life and my career and my journey and everything. I feel like I always fell in love so much with the way songs sounded when performed live, and I wanted to have that same kind of energy in the studio and how the songs were, you know, when they were recorded. And so I feel like this album kind of perfectly captures that. And yeah, it's just like, it's really my most honest piece of work, I think.
We've been hearing that a lot lately.
As a whole album. Even though there's a lot of electronic sounds, it's kind of the juxtaposition with the organic stuff that when merged together, it kind of creates something unique and different. And then, yeah, I think it's kind of hard to describe until you hear the rest of the album in terms of like the experimentations and the instruments that we used. And I think also just like the layout of the songs are just a little different from what people have heard from me before.
Can't wait. Yeah. We love the mystery.
Yeah.
You bought back your own music.
I did,
Congratulations.
yes. Thank you very much.
What was the decision for that?
I think it's just something I've always wanted, to be in control of my own music. And I think all young artists should really understand the business behind music, especially in the beginning. I think it's incredibly important. And so to be able to have all the rights back to my songs feels really good. You know, it's my life's work, so it's cool to be the person to say what happens with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great example. You know, obviously Taylor was such a big part in that. Was it like an example for you? Like, oh my gosh, I got to get on top of this?
Not necessarily. I think what had happened to Taylor obviously was something that completely started getting people to understand that they should have a lawyer and like understand the business of music for sure. I think owning your publishing was just something that I really wanted to have. I think a lot of artists go like independent or do their own thing. I just wanted to have my whole catalogue under my own company, which is something I started this year, which is like publishing and a production company. And I just wanted to have everything under one umbrella. And yeah, it just felt like a new chapter.
It's a big accomplishment. So congratulations again on that.
Thank you.
You've had so many pinch me moments so far. I mean, even having a song with Elton John is wild to say out loud. Are there any of those pinch me moments on this next project?
I think overall getting to work with Kevin Parker and Danny Hall and just the whole process of this whole album has been a big, big pinch me moment. Just something that I'll always look back on really fondly. And I think like we're going to have a lot of fun with this record. I think the pinch me moments are still to come as well.
It's the memories we make with the songs, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Congrats on Dance the Night. Obviously, we haven't talked to you since that came out. It's so good to see everything with the actor strike and everything wrapping up. But congrats on the song.
Thank you.
I was so curious when we saw this clip about you creating it. Did you make the song before you saw the scene? And then you saw the scene and maybe reworked it a little bit? What was the story behind Dance the Night?
So we initially had written a song based on like the dancers. The one clip I'd seen was basically all the cast dancing in a dance studio preparing for shooting the actual scene. So I kind of got a feel of what's about to happen, but obviously didn't get like the full idea. Sat down with Greta, kind of got an understanding of like the whole premise of the film. And then when I sat down to work with Mark, Andrew and Caroline, and we were thinking about the story of Barbie, what it represents, and how we can basically do this big dance moment in the film justice, we started writing. So we initially had a whole song written. And then after living with it for a little while, I was like, oh, the verses, melody, I think we can do with changing them a little. And so when we went back into the studio, we actually had the footage of the scene that was shot in Barbie. And so then we started using the scene so we could write the lyrics like a score, almost. And it was just very much tailored to every little movement that was happening in the scene to then what she was feeling, because essentially it happens on Barbie's best day ever. And then she starts having these thoughts of death. Right. And it's like, okay, how do I try and paint the picture with a song in that vein, in that world where there's only underlying stories of, or underlying feelings of the, you know, when things go wrong, how am I going to be able to kind of keep my cool? Or like Barbie, like show like I've got not a single hair out of place and just be in this like perfect state, which obviously is impossible. And so that was really how we went about it.
Again, congrats on that. You killed it.
Thank you.
Mermaid Barbie. It was so fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was really fun.
With the strike up, is that exciting? Like you want to venture into that?
It was like a really fun cameo that I was so happy to do when Greta asked me. And that came after the song. And because I had done the song, I was like, of course, I would love to do a cameo and be Mermaid Barbie. And it was just so fun to be like on the set and to see it all come together. And, you know, everyone on the team was so lovely. It was perfect. It was just a great experience overall. It's
been so fun to watch your journey. Obviously, like we were just talking about a song from 2016 that you heard on one of our stations, and now to where you are. It's just like been so fun to watch the journey. But you got to be at this point one of the most famous people in the UK. How is it walking around at home? Like, can you go out and about? Or is everyone shouting out your name? I'm just curious about like life out in the UK for you.
Gosh, I don't know. London's really like my safe space. Like I find it so easy to go about my everyday life in London. I don't know. I think it's more exciting, I think, in London when there's people who are not from there. Whereas me, I'm like, that's my home. That's my stomping ground. I don't know. I find a lot of like peace and comfort in London, and I feel like I can do anything I want to do there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like New York for a lot of people. I feel like anyone can go out there and just walk around. You don't really get bothered. So
Yeah, New York's a little hectic.
yeah, for you because you're
Because maybe
Dua
I'm
Lipa,
like
you're
the import.
she's not from New York.
Yeah.
You're podcasting too. How have you enjoyed that?
I've loved it. It's
Yeah?
just been a new experience. Definitely scary. I don't know. I feel like I have to do so much like research, and I watch all the documentaries and listen, read all the articles and, listen to other podcasts that they've done just to be able to kind of create kind of different questions or do it in a way that they just, I don't know, my guests feel like they can talk really freely, and it's just been a massive like learning experience.
Totally.
Definitely out my comfort zone, but I like to be out my comfort zone a lot of the time.
You did one of those 73 questions with Vogue like a while back.
Yeah.
And you mentioned your rules were just work hard and be nice. And that was a while ago. I was just curious if you have any new rules that you go about with.
I don't know. That's always like my number one. Gosh, I haven't been asked a new rules question in a long time.
Yeah. Pun intended. We're always trying to capitalize on the puns.
What kind of new rules have I got now? I'm not sure. Maybe I gotta get back to you on that one.
Always drink your Ovaltine, whatever it is,
Your what?
Ovaltine?
What's Ovaltine?
Oh, it's like a chocolate milk. I don't know why I picked that one, but it's from the movie The Christmas Story. I don't know.
Always
Super
drink your
obscure.
Ovaltine. Is it good for you?
Yeah, it's like kids drink it. It's got a lot of vitamins.
Okay, cool.
It's a famous line in the movie, I promise.
Okay.
We'll just
All right.
bring that up. Drink your Pedialyte. Maybe that's the more modern version of it. Speaking
Right,
of,
Ovaltine.
always drink
I like
it.
it.
That's the motto.
I like it.
All right, so with new rules and that being, obviously a dad joke, a pun, I love those things. We're going to do the quickest game ever, and I was so proud of this, called Dua Lipa Faith.
I like it.
You get it?
Very good.
Amazing. See if you can guess what is in this box.
Do I just put one hand in?
There's on the other side, too, if you'd like. So just kind of, oh my gosh, could be bad,
I
could
really
be good.
am a little bit nervous.
I mean, if it's hairy, it's probably living.
Ew,
Or not.
stop.
Just give it in there. I just want to see if you would know what this might be.
I don't want to touch it.
You're so close.
Oh, I don't want to touch it. What is it?
Oh, you got it. What does that feel like?
It's a little plush toy, but
Okay.
feels like a chicken.
Yeah, that would be the most random possible thing to put in there.
It's got little feet.
If you would guess this, I would actually be so impressed. But
Still feels like a chicken. Are they like little beanie toys? I like a little.
yeah, you're pretty spot on. Turn it around. You can see it now if you want to take a look at it. I taped him so he wouldn't fall. It's your little buddy.
Oh my God, Ponyo!
That is yours to keep if you'd like. I know you love Ponyo.
Oh, that's too cute.
There he is. Can you imagine if you reached in there, you're like, oh, that's Ponyo.
But to be honest, like, if someone was to look at that and didn't know what Ponyo was, it does kind of feel like a chicken.
Yeah. The top
Don't you
is a
think?
rooster-esque thing. You nailed it, though. You got Beanie Baby-esque.
Wow, imagine if I actually got Ponyo.
You're like, all right, she saw the box. It's all ruined.
Wow, that's very cute. I love it.
It's all yours.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
What
so
what
much.
a sweet gift.
For coming by. It's so
We're
fun.
kind of matching.
Yeah, I picked it out.
And our
I knew.
outfits.
What can I say?
Like manifested this moment.
Absolutely. Again, thank you so much for coming in person and letting us know what's going on in your life.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Any last message for your fans? Anything you want to,
I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and the support. I just feel so lucky to get to do this really every day.